Hi, Jason. It's such a pleasure to be with you.
Hey, nice to be with
How's it
you.
going over there?
It's going real good. How's it going there?
Oh, it's perfect. I mean, we've seen you, I guess, stretch your legs a bit, but in front of and behind the camera as a director, as a producer, and you worked as a producer on this one. So, how did you shape it as a producer from behind the camera?
Well, most of my work as a producer on this was during the years of development with the script and going through different writers and trying to figure out how best to shape this concept into something that I felt I could really do a good job with as a director. It was something that I was going to direct as well as star in, and then when the idea of John and Jonathan came around to write the final draft of it. We knew that they wanted to, no longer just write things and have somebody else direct, but they wanted to direct the things that they write. And so I said, well, I'll step off as a director if you guys will agree to write it. And they said yes. So that turned out to be a great decision because they made a great movie.
What impressed you most about them as they, became more experienced directors in their sophomore effort here?
The thing I was most impressed with was their preparation. There's a the director is really the only person on the set that doesn't have a job, if you really think about it. They don't really have to do anything. They just kind of can say yes or no to the results of other people's work, and so that sometimes gets a person in that chair that doesn't do a lot of preparation. These guys were the opposite of that. They knew exactly what they wanted every day, and we're all forced to follow that director, and so if the director doesn't have a plan, it gets a little frustrating. But when a director does have a plan, it's very easy to follow that person and try to make their plans come to fruition.
I know you're no stranger to building chemistry for a fantastic comedy cast. So, how did you build chemistry on this one?
Well, building chemistry with this cast was not difficult at all because they were just a bunch of nice people that were really talented, and chemistry gets destroyed when somebody is sort of high maintenance or not good at their job or any number of things, and everybody here was just perfect. It was a real easy vibe on the set, and everybody felt safe to kind of be nuts.
Did you play games in order to try to break the ice?
No, there was no game playing to generate chemistry, but you sort of tease each other. It's like any other social situation mixed with work. I'm sure anybody watching and listening has a job that involves a bunch of people, or even school. You just start to tease one another, and you figure out where people's sense of humor lives, and you just kind of build it.
What was the most difficult scene for you to film?
This whole film takes place over the course of one night, and so there were a lot of days in this production where we had to film at night, completely at night. So we wouldn't start work until the sun went down, and then we'd finish work when the sun came up, and that can be a little bit difficult. You start to lose your mind a little bit, and we tried to limit those days. And I think out of maybe 8 weeks of shooting, I think only 2 weeks were full nights. Otherwise, it was kind of just a few hours of night here and there. But that took a lot of planning and a lot of adjustments in the script to put some scenes indoors so we could, tent the sets. Kind of like when you exterminate for bugs. And you got the big tents over the house, so it looks like it's night.
So you don't have any films on the docket as far as I can see. I know you have Arrested Development coming up. You have the next season of Ozark coming up. What else is in the future for you?
Well, we're working on developing some projects for me to direct and to act in, some of which I'll just be acting, some of which I'll be just directing, some I'll be directing and acting in. And we'll see what comes together in time for that next moment that I'm available to do that, which will be coming up this summer, and then again after potentially the third season of Ozark.